Hi, guys. I'm going to give everyone a chance to jump on here real quick. See how everyone is doing. I think the notification just went through that I was live, so I'll give everyone just a few minutes to hop on here before we get started and start talking without everyone. So let me know if you're in here. Say hi. Let me know who's here so I know who I'm talking to. Grab yourself something to drink so you can relax. And we will get started here in just a few minutes. Hey, guys. I am turning my phone on silent. Hey, Dina. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Janet. Hey, Nina. Mallory. Carla. Cindy. Hi, guys. How's everyone doing? So, hi, Carrie. Hopefully everyone's having a really good Sunday. I know people were expecting me earlier today, but I thought I'd try a different time and kind of see how it worked out for everyone and see how this felt as far as not having, I know it's different on a weekend than during a weekday, but oh, good, Cynthia. I'm glad, honey. You had a good one. I'm good. Everybody grab yourself something to drink and we are going to talk about manifesting. We're going to talk about how you do it. Good. Hi, Michelle. I'm glad this is a good time for everybody. Awesome. We'll kind of have to see how it works out. I know that tomorrow is going to be later in the day too, just with everything happening with New Year's Eve, my son's birthday. I don't know if most of you know this or not, but Carter's birthday is on New Year's Eve. So I won't be on here on the 31st, but I will be on here the day before tomorrow. So, and Dina, I will see you tomorrow for your energy healing. Yay. Okay, so if everybody's on here, we'll go ahead and get started and just kind of start talking about stuff. If you have questions about anything as we go, please ask. If I don't see your question over to the side, I'm super sorry, and I'm not trying to ignore anyone. Sometimes comments just go through really fast, so I just don't always get a chance to see all of them. So one thing we're going to talk about is candles tonight. So if you do not have little chime candles, if you don't have regular candles, tea light candles, it's going to be something you want to invest in. The only reason I like the chime candles, and these are the ones we sell in the museum, is because there is no wax. After these guys are gone and you're done with your manifesting and everything, kind of just melts away, you end up with this, which all that is in there is just the little wick from on top of the candle, which is why I love them. There's no mess, unlike a lot of the candles that are out there. Now, if you get the little tea light ones, those don't leave as much of a mess and you can burn them. They just burn a little bit longer. These ones are about 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. So I like them because you don't have to worry about burning them all day or for weeks at a time. I don't know about you, but my husband would never let me light a candle at the beginning of the week and let it burn all week. He would freak out the minute we left the house that it was going to burn down. So I can't do the week-long ones. I have to do them. If I'm manifesting something, I'm like, hey, those candles in my office or the candles in our living room, leave them. You know, I'm going to be in here. Because if I leave the room, he will literally blow them out. So I like the ones that are just an hour or 2 hours done. These are $2 each. If you need to order some or you want specific colors, just let me know or message me on my website. It's just KaleighRaterman.com. Links are below, and I can send you whatever you want. If there's specific things you want, like money or cleansing or keeping negative energy away, I can send you specific colors, but white is always good. If you don't have a specific color you're looking for, you can use white for anything. And then black, of course, helps to keep negative energy away. So that's really good if you're trying to put, protection around your house or your family, that type of thing. Yeah, no, I don't feel safe leaving them alone, but there's a lot of people that will light them and literally let them burn all week. I just can't do that. And my husband he would freak out if we left and there was a candle lit. He's always asking me if my straightener or my curling iron's unplugged. So yes, I do like these. So if you need to order any more, or Cynthia, if you want to order some, let me know. I can ship them to you. Or if you live close to the museum, you can pick them up there too. Either way works. And we have all colors. So one thing you can do, I know that there are several people that have asked me as far as what colors go with which manifesting or what colors do what. If you just Google candle color meaning or candle magic colors, there's literally on Google, they'll pull up just a list of, green is for money and manifesting and abundance. And, white is for pure white light protection. Black is for negativity, to keep it away from you. So it'll literally print, kind of give you an overview of what each one means. But like I said, if you happen to have white at home or you have a bunch of white tea lights, by all means use those, because I don't want you to go out, and spend money that you don't need by any means. As far as what to say, it's all about, and this goes with the manifesting too. Whether you're using manifesting, just speaking out loud what you're doing, or whether you're using candles, it's all about the intention. Okay, so I always carve into mine. So I don't know if you can see this up close. See the markings in this? You can see the markings along there. So I carve my intention into the candle. I just feel like I use actually, I have a little tiger eye arrow. And then the tip is really pointed, so it works really good. I don't, me with crystals, I love them. So I just feel like using a crystal puts more into it. You certainly don't have to. You can use a pen if you want to. Anything with a pointed tip. I just happen to use that because I have them in my office. But you can use that. And then I use my protection oil just to intensify any of the effects. Again, you don't have to use that. This is all stuff that if you want to do eventually, if you want to add it in, that you can, but you certainly don't have to. We're starting off at a very basic level. So the main thing you want to remember is everything that has to do with manifesting, whether you're working with candles or whether you're just manifesting in general, has to do with your intention behind it. Okay, so I know we've talked about in the past, and we'll start this off very basic, is when you are manifesting, you do it in the present tense. So if you are trying to manifest $20 and you say, oh, I wish I had $20 or $200, let's say that your car broke down and you need $200 to make this repair. So you're saying, oh, I need $20. I need $20 so bad, or $200. I need $200 to fix my car. I'm not going to be able to get to work. You're always going to want the $200. You're always going to need the $200 because that's what you keep thinking in your mind. So what you have to do is you have to back it up and you have to change the way you're thinking. You have to think of it in the present tense, and this is literally manifesting 101, that it's already yours and you already have it. So if you need $200, this is how you manifest it. I have $200. So you think, my car broke down? Thank God I have the $200 to fix it. I have $200. I have enough money in my bank account to fix my car. Okay, so that's how you think of it. You always think of it in the present tense as if it's already yours. You already have a grasp of it. Then you will automatically draw it into you as to where If you just hope that you have it, you're always going to hope for it. You're always going to wish for it to happen, but it doesn't mean that it's yours. So that is really the number one thing when it comes to manifesting and it comes to drawing things into you, is that it's already yours and you already have it. Okay, that's number one most important thing. Number two most important thing, and that's a really good thing to say too, Cynthia, as far as like any sort of mantras that you say with it, or any sort of incarnations, anything that you're asking of what you need to say while you're doing it. It's all about the intention, and it's all about the present tense, as if it's already yours. Another thing that's really important, intention-wise, is to leave all fear out of what you're asking for. Okay, so for example, if you are asking for help with a current situation that you're in, let's say that you're asking for your best friend to loan you a car. Let's just start it off very basic. And you need a car and you don't have one, and you're just hoping that this person that you're going to ask is going to loan you the car. So you would say, Julie is going to loan me the car. Julie's going to loan me the car. Okay, so you're saying it in the present tense as if it's already happening, right? But then you step back after you've done all your manifesting. Let's say you've lit your candles and you've had good intention behind it, and you've done your manifesting, and then you step back and you're like, there's no way she's going to loan me the car. There's no way. We'll see if this happens, because I highly doubt she's going to loan me the car. So that's what I mean when I say it's all about intentions. Because if you're manifesting and you turn around and you literally doubt what you're doing, if you don't have the positivity behind it, and you don't have the belief behind what you're doing or what you're manifesting, you aren't going to be able to manifest what you want. You're going to have that fear and that worry taking over. Hi, Maddie. So that's what's really important, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. So once you do the manifesting and you ask for what you want, one really good example, and I tell this to my clients that I work with, and any of my life coach clients that I work with, that what I like to do is I like to make the circle of money as it's going out come back in. So you think of it as you're paying bills. And this is really good information for anyone that is worrying about money, or just trying to really build up what they have, or build up a nest egg, or build up a savings account where they feel like they can do more, or get in a position where you're able to travel more, or different things that you want to do. Is you see the money that you're going out and that you're paying, as far as bills, as far as money that you owe someone, even money that you're going to pay for a car or pay your house payment, as it's coming back in full circle. So you're writing this check for $1,500 for your house payment, right? When this check goes out, this money is going to come back in. So as soon as you write that check and you put it in the mail, my money returns to me in another way. So think of it as everything being a full circle, just like the circle of life, just like the animal circle of life, and the earth, and how we rotate and how we go through different seasons. Think of your money going out while you're paying your bills, and while you're paying all this stuff that you owe, coming back to you. So as soon as you write that check for $25, $25 comes back in. The key is that you can't determine how it's going to happen, okay? You can't sit and worry about how you're going to get the $25 back. You can't worry about how you're going to get the $1,500 back. You just have to have that knowing that it's going to come back to you, okay? And that is the hardest part. And this is not easy to do. If manifesting was easy, everyone would be able to take 100% control of their life. Manifesting does not just have to be about money. It can have to do with manifesting friends, with manifesting relationships, with manifesting a new couch if you have a really old one. You know, we've talked about this before. It can be anything from physical things to material things. Another thing you can manifest is how you want to feel about yourself. You can manifest how you want your body to be, whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to feel good about yourself, whether you want your skin to glow, whether you want less wrinkles. It sounds crazy, but all of this works in conjunction. It all works in this big circle that keeps spinning over and over. So if you constantly put worry behind it, the universe is going to focus on the worry and everything that you're putting into that, because that's where your focus is, right? Instead of focusing on what you're manifesting and knowing that it's all going to come to you in the perfect timing. Hi, Gwen. So it's not easy to do. And the hardest usually for people to accept is the fact that once we manifest it, it's out of our hands and out of our control. Okay, that's the hardest part, because I'm telling you, you go pay this $1,500 that you owe for your rent, and even though everything's going to be tight for a couple weeks, that money's going to come right back to you. And if I told you that, and I could guarantee that would happen that way, you would have less stress, right? You would be less worried. You would feel more comfortable. You would be excited to have the extra money and be able to buy extra things that you needed, whether it was for yourself for once, or whether it was for something for your kids, or something for your grandkids, or something that you just wanted to do nice for someone else. So if I told you I could take all that worry away from you, would you have more comfort in sending that check out? And would you be able to sit back and be like, this is so awesome. I just paid all my bills and everything's taken care of. And not only that, but I'm going to get that money back to me. So I'm going to have extra in my account this month. So if I could guarantee you that, and I could give you those comforting thoughts of this is going to come back to you and you don't have anything to worry about anymore, how would you feel? Would you feel excited? Would you feel relaxed? Would you feel more comfortable in your position and where you're at? Absolutely. Absolutely. You would feel like, okay, I got this. I'm going to have extra money this month. Christmas is over. I have all my bills paid. We're going through the start of the month and I'm starting off good. Like we're starting good for 2020. And everyone would feel like they could breathe a sigh of relief, right? Or just feel like finally they're getting ahead, even if it's just by that much. So that's what I'm talking about when I mean that once you manifest and once you set your intentions out there into the universe and what you're going to do, whether it's your money coming back to you, whether it's having a certain amount in your bank account that will make you feel comfortable, whether it is being surrounded with love, being surrounded by a loving relationship. These are all things that will come to you the more comfortable you feel and the more trust you put into what you're manifesting and into that situation. So that's like a little example. So you just have to give as much trust as you would give me if I told you everything's going to be okay. And I told you that you were no longer going to have any more worries. You would sit back and you would trust me and say, okay, most of you would. Some of you would still be a little skeptical. But those of you that are going to still be skeptical of it are still going to be skeptical of everything else and put a lot of worry in and not be able to manifest what you want. So it's just a little bit of giving up that control over the situation where you have to let it go to the universe for them to take over and let them bring everything in according to how it's supposed to be. So everything is energy around us, right? I know that that's a hard thing for some people to grasp, but everything is. Everything's energy. Money is energy. Everything is an exchange. Okay. So, Dina, but you love to worry. A lot of people do. A lot of people worry for a living. They just worry, worry, worry. But that's why you're not getting what you want, because your worry that you have and your worry that you sit back and stew over, you're manifesting that worry to continue and to take over everything inside of you. Okay. I can't release worry from people. That's the hardest part. I can't release anxiety. I can help. I can maybe make you feel good for like an extra day or a couple days, but no matter what, it will always go back to your initial gut feeling. Okay. So it's a matter of literally letting that go. Just like I said, being able to forgive yourself for what you feel like you've done wrong, or a matter of willing to forgive someone else for what they did wrong to you, or a matter of forgiving not being where you want to be at right now in this lifetime. So if you can do that, if you can take those baby steps to trust the process and to trust what the universe is bringing you and to trust everything that's going on, you can manifest, and you can manifest very quickly. The hardest thing that I ever had to do was give up worry of everything, worrying about my business, worrying about my employees, worrying about my kids, worrying about my husband, worrying about my family, worrying about my house, because it's in our human nature to worry about things when they're not in our control and when they're not something that we have 100% hands-on control of, right? Because nobody does. Eventually, things are out of our hands and we have to feel like, at some point you have to let the reins go and let a higher power take over. Otherwise, we're going to sit in this constant state of feeling like everything's out of control around us, right? And not understanding where we thought we'd be in our life at this point, how we're not there and how we didn't get there. For some people, it's very easy for them to manifest stuff. Some people, it's easier for them to manifest things that have to do with career, that have to do with a certain level of achievement financially. But personally, they struggle. Okay, so it's very different for everyone, very different. And it's a matter of learning how to maneuver those thoughts and manipulate those feelings into knowing that there is comfort there and knowing that you can get to where you want to. And I hate to say it's like motivating yourself. This isn't like, I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker here, but it is really a big part of manifesting, and it is really a big part of learning how to choose your words and choose your thoughts. You out of everyone are in control of your thoughts, right? No one can tell you how to think. No one can tell you to stop worrying, right? I can sit here all night and say, but you can't worry. You have to stop worrying about that. You can't do it. But who is ultimately in control of that worry? You are, right? It doesn't matter what I say. Like I said, I could make you feel comfortable maybe for today or tomorrow, but who's to say when you lay in bed tonight, you're not rethinking everything and re-questioning everything. So it's a matter of you taking that control and saying that you're going to give that up so that you can get everything that you've been working hard for all this time. Okay. So now you know that is the key. And that we've talked about using everything in the present tense, that you have it now. Okay. So if you're looking to meet someone and you say, I want to meet the love of my life, it is okay to be specific. Usually when you're wanting to meet a specific person or you're wanting them to have specific qualities, it's best to write it down so that you know exactly what you want. Usually that's very type A people that will do that. If you are not a type A personality, you already know in your head what you want. You don't have to write it down. Sometimes it's easier for people to write down and see it all in paper so that when they're manifesting it, they can read it and say it out loud. You don't have to write it down, but for those of you that need to, go for it. That's totally fine. You can be as specific as you want. You can talk about someone that loves you 100% for you, someone that makes you laugh, someone that makes you feel good about yourself, someone that loves your children if you have them, whether that's our fur animals or our actual children, someone that you maybe want someone who has children themselves because they'll understand where you're coming from. It's all about your wants and desires. It's not too much to ask for if you have a specific person in need. But when you ask the universe for that, and when you're manifesting what you want, you have to stay true to that and know that it's going to come to you. So if you manifest everything and you have it all written out and you have these specific details that you want for your love life or for your career or for abundance, for financial security, and then you turn around, you go to bed tonight and you're like, how am I going to get it? What's going to happen? How's that money going to come to me? How is this person even going to find me? When is it going to be? You just basically erased everything you already did because you sent it out into the universe. You manifested what you wanted, and now you added worry into the mix, and you added fear into the mix, and you added questioning into the mix. So now that's what the universe is focused on, is your fear, your question surrounding what you want, and your negativity surrounding whether or not you're ever going to come out positive in this situation. So that's honestly the hardest part, is choosing to stay positive or trying to figure out how to remain positive and not question everything that happens. This is very, very, very difficult to do. So I don't expect you guys to all be able to do this tonight, but it's a matter of being able to practice and being able to start to work on these little things that you can do to help push your manifesting and help get you to the next level, so that if you can do $20 today and you manifested that $20, the next month you can manifest $1,500, or you can manifest a trip to Italy if you've been wanting to go there, or you can manifest that relationship that you've been wanting your whole life that you just haven't quite gotten a grasp of. So start off a little. Don't start off with anything crazy unless you're one of those people that's like, nope, I'm going for it. I'm going to go like all the way. We're doing this. If you can do that, that's great. But don't do that and then question the outcome or question how it's going to get to you. The questions and the fear are the first thing that block all manifesting. Negative energy, negative thinking, negative surroundings. If you have someone in your life that questions manifesting, questions everything you do, or is very negative about that kind of stuff, like let's say you go to your husband or wife or your significant other or your mother or father, and you say to them, you know, I'm working on manifesting the love of my life right now, or I'm working on manifesting my dream trip to Italy that I've always wanted to go there. And they say, yeah, that's never going to happen. What's that going to do? That's automatically going to make you be like, well, yeah, maybe, I don't know, it might not happen. So you're already questioning everything that you're doing. You've already ruined all that manifesting that you started. And now you're feeling really down about yourself and you're all the way back to square one, right? So if you know that you have those specific people in your life that aren't necessarily into what you do, or they're not necessarily to the point where they're wanting to manifest, it's okay to not clue them into everything you're doing. This is something you can 100% keep to yourself. It can be between you and your guides and angels, and just a matter of saying, this is what I'm manifesting today, and I'm going to do this. And then tomorrow it may be something new. Another thing is, you don't have to do it over and over. This is not something you have to say every day. This is one I need to get stuck in my head, because I can definitely be the person that will just kind of kill it and say it over and over and over and over. Because some things will manifest very quickly. Other things take months or years to manifest, depending on the fear that you put with it, the worry. I know some people that do manifesting, and they'll say, for instance, here's an example. I want to have $1 million in my account. So I'm going to manifest $1 million. And I'm going to manifest that $1 million is going to be in my bank account. Okay. Now, where they go wrong is they say, well, here's how I'm going to get that $1 million. I'm going to win the lottery. Okay. So that may be well and true, and you may get that money by winning the lottery. But what if that's not the universe's plan? Maybe the way the universe works is your company is going to blow up, you're going to expand, or you're going to get a partner, or you're going to get someone to invest, and that's how you get the $1 million. So you putting a cap on it by saying, well, the only way I'm going to win this $1 million is by winning the lottery. You've already put a wrench in the universe, because that wasn't their plan and how they were going to get it to you. So that's the hardest thing to learn. And that was the hardest thing for me to learn too, is that I didn't have a say in how things were going to happen. Okay. So it's really easy to be like, I'm going to do this, and this is how I'm going to achieve it, and this is how it's going to be done, because your guides and angels are sitting back going, whoa, okay, well, we have a plan and the universe is working, but that's not how it's supposed to happen. And that's not how it's going to happen. But here I am over here manifesting, the lottery ticket, which may not be in the cards. It may have to do with something completely different that gets you to that point where you want to be. So be mindful of not trying to be in control of how these things are going to come to you. Okay, of how you're going to meet someone, of how you're going to have this money, of how your business is going to grow, of how you're going to put yourself out there so that you have more friends and you're around more people and you're more social, whatever it is that you're working on and whatever it is that you're manifesting. Don't put a cap on it as to how it's going to happen. That is one thing, and that's hard to let go of, is the control over you wanting to control how it happens. That's very difficult to do. And it's in our human nature to say, well, it's going to happen because this is going to happen. We all want to think that we know exactly how things are going to turn out. But the truth is none of us know. None of us know until it actually happens. I can guarantee you that if, 7 years ago, I was told that, I was going to own a museum full of haunted artifacts, I would have been like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Okay. I would have thought someone was completely crazy. I never would have known I would be in this position now. But I also never would have known I would be so happy and would have been able to meet my husband and someone who actually loves me. It cares about me. I never thought that would have been possible. So it's super important to not put limits on yourself as far as where you're going and how you're going to get there. So that would probably be my biggest tip, I guess you could say, as to how you take in the information and how you manifest. Don't put caps on it. Don't say, I'm going to do this and this is how it's going to work and this is how it's going to happen. Be mindful in how you manifest. And when you ask the universe for specific things, let them choose how it's going to come to you. Let them choose how you're going to meet people. Let them choose how you're going to get your abundance, whether it's financially or whether it's physically or whether it is materially or whether it is through love and friendship. Let them bring that to you however you're supposed to. Does that make sense? If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. I know this is a lot of information to get right off the bat, and I know I probably have been rambling on for way too long, but I just want to make sure you guys understand the importance behind how you manifest and specific ways to word it correctly. Otherwise, you'd be wasting your time, right? Okay, Miss Tiffany, do you have any suggestions on ritual or anything we can do for New Year's Eve? Okay, you don't quite feel ready for 2020. That's okay. Tiffany, I would start out by lighting white candles, and you need to light a black one as well to keep negative energy away from you so that you're not easily influenced by other people's energy. Light the white candles just for white light surrounding your house in abundance and just protection surrounding you. As far as rituals, just like I said, light your candles, say your good manifestations, and that should be plenty. Write down, think about what you want to achieve in 2020. Anything that you're wanting, whether it's starting a new career, whether it's bringing yourself up higher in the company that you're at, whether it is finishing like a year left you have in college, whether, whatever it is, make those notes so that when you're manifesting for 2020, it's a matter of this is how my year is going to be, and these are going to be the changes I'm going to make so that I'm able to get to these next levels of where I want to go instead of staying where I'm at. You're welcome, Charlene. Mallory asked how often we should be lighting candles. That is a very good question. You can light your candles as much as you want. As much as you want. If you want to light a candle every day because you feel like it gives you positive energy, and maybe that's all you're asking. I'm asking for positive energy and white light and love to surround my family. You can light one every single day if you want. Some people just might want to do, one a week. I don't ever want someone to think like financially they have to buy something and able to do this. It's very much something where I want you to use what you have around the house first. I don't want people to necessarily have to go out and buy anything. They do sell chime candles on Amazon too. 2-day shipping. Who doesn't love Amazon? You can get them that way too, especially if you're not anywhere close to me. You can order them that way. You're welcome. Sometimes I will light one every day as far as my candles. Sometimes if you're having a bad day, it's always good to light a black one because that's what keeps the negative energy away, or it helps remove any negative energy around you. Other times I'll go and just do them once a week. So it's very much up to you. And Mallory, as far as how you're feeling, how your day's going, that type of thing. Oh, thanks, Cindy. I just got them done. All right, Carla, do we have to write the full intention on the candle or just a simple word? There's not going to be a ton of room on it. So if you're manifesting, let's say you're manifesting that you want $1 million in your bank account. Okay, just hypothetically, you would write $1 million in my bank account and just kind of, spin the candle. You're going to have to write tiny because if you just write $1 million, maybe you don't get that until 20 years from now. So I would put your intention of where you want it, whether it's in your bank account and you want to say right now so that it happens as soon as it possibly could. Another thing you can do is you can write it out on a piece of paper if you have more of a lengthy thing, especially if you're doing anything with a specific person you're trying to meet, and you have a list of the type of person that you want to meet or certain qualities, and then you can place it underneath your candle and let your candle burn on top of it. And then once it burns out, you can actually take the ash and just kind of spread it around the outside of your house. You can do it in a garden. Basically, it recycles it back into the earth. Nina said, so do you let your candle entirely burn out after you do your manifestation? I do with the chime candles just because they're so quick. So you can see mine. We've been talking for 40 minutes now, and I have this much left of it. So this will probably be completely gone within maybe an hour total. So I do let those burn out completely, but that is a very good question. So if you're doing a candle that is not completely burnt out, and let's say you have to leave or you're going to bed for the night and it's still burning, you don't ever want to blow out your candle. When you are blowing out a candle, you are actually blowing away the intention, or that is the theme behind blowing out a candle, which is ironic because you blow out candles for birthday wishes. Some people think differently on this. I was just always taught that when you blow out a candle, you're blowing away the intention. So one thing you can do is if you have a candle snuffer, you can use that and just kind of, put it over your candle and put the candle out that way. If you have a snuffer, another thing you can do is some people have the jar lids. You can put the lid over it. If you want to actually just, put it out, you can, but you're not supposed to blow them out, so that you don't blow the intention away. You're supposed to put it out in some way. I know that Dollar Tree has candle snuffers that you can grab. I saw them there not long ago. So that would be something, really inexpensive you could pick up that you could put them out if you needed to. All right. Jumana, I've been trying to manifest by visualizing. I don't know if the universe is listening to me, but I want to get back to my ex-best friend. So you want to make sure that you are very clear about what you're manifesting. You want to make sure your intentions are pure behind it. But the thing is when it comes to someone else, if there's a specific person we're trying to manifest back into our life, whether it's an ex, whether it's an old friend, whether it's a family member that we've lost touch with, it is very hard because it is a two-way street. That's one thing you cannot miss with is free will, right? We can't make someone else love us. We can't make someone want to come back into our lives. So when it comes to manifesting relationships we've already been in, or people that we've been in, or family members that we've broken ties with, you have to remember that there's always free will choice. So even though it may be your choice to get back into this situation, that may not be their choice, and they have free will to choose not to do that. So that's the one thing that's very hard to manifest, is specific people in a specific situation, because they have free will whether or not they're going to choose to have that relationship with you again. So that's where it does get very sticky. All right, Cynthia said, can you burn 2 different colored candles at once for 2 separate manifestations? Good question. Yes, absolutely. And I do it all the time. For the chime holders, you can get these little chime holders as well. We sell them I still have the sticker on this one too. We sell them in the museum, or you can get them on Amazon as well. They're just called chime candle holders. I have probably about 4 of these. I've had 4 different colored candles going before. Sometimes I light just one. So you can definitely do that. If you want to have a white, a black, a green, a red, and a blue all lit at the same time, you definitely can, depending on what you're manifesting. The main thing is you don't want to go overboard with it. You don't want to have one for a new house and one for $1 million and one for a new car, because the universe is going to bring to you what you need most at this time, or what is the closest to you as far as your reach at this time. So just make sure that when you're lighting multiple things, it's not an overabundance to where they're going to get overwhelmed or where you're going to assume that your intentions aren't as pure for one over the other. But absolutely, you can burn more than once or more than one. I do white and black together all the time just to have white light and health and love around my house, and then the black to keep any sort of negative energy away or just to keep everyone safe. So that's definitely something you can do for sure. So yes. Well, I hope this helped everyone. I know I've been talking forever. So Dina. Dina said, so you said you don't need to manifest over and over, just ask once. Can you talk more about that? So basically, when you're doing your manifesting and you're lighting your candles, what I mean about not talking about the same thing over and over is we tend to continue to ask for something over and over, even though we're not 100% ready for it. You may be in the position where there's other things you need to do first before your manifestation is going to come to light. Or it may be something where you've manifested it over and over multiple times, but you still have doubt inside you that it's going to even happen. So that's why it's not working, or that's why it's not manifesting. There's fear there of, I'm going to manifest this, but it's probably not going to work. Or I'm going to manifest this, but, I have this fear that it's never going to happen. So if you have that fear in the back of your mind, or you have that doubt while you're doing the manifesting, it's not going to work, because your fear carries a lot of energy to it. Okay. Fear carries more energy than positive energy, believe it or not. So if you have fear about something, whether you're not going to meet someone, or you're not going to have money, or you're not going to have love, or you're not going to have abundance, or you're not going to have health in your life, those fears take over and they start to just overcome us, which is why I've talked about in the past that things that you're not taking care of in this lifetime, or worries that you carry with you every day, can actually manifest in us physically, to where we start getting sick, physically sick, and showing physical sick symptoms because of things we're not taking care of. Sometimes when we're dragging our feet and we're not doing something that our guides are pushing us towards, or we're not putting ourselves out there, we can literally get bad knees, bad leg pains, bad cramps, almost like you're physically dragging your feet in the mud, because spiritually you're dragging your feet. You're not putting yourself out there. You're not taking those next steps that you need to, that you're being pushed towards. So it's kind of a sticky situation, because you may be manifesting it, but if you're dragging your feet to the point where you're not doing everything on your end, and now stuff is manifesting physically, whether you have back pain, or you have leg pain, or you have this other stuff going on, it could be physically manifesting in you because you're not doing the work on your end to put yourself out there, or you're not doing the work on your end to get to where you want to be, right? So it's very different for everyone. And sometimes even when you manifest over and over, there's more that you need to do on your end as far as being positive, or doing the work, or putting yourself out there so that your manifestations can come true, right? Just like we've talked about, people that are waiting to meet someone and they're not going to come up to your door and ring your doorbell. You can't stay in your home and expect your doorbell to ring. That would be amazing if that's how it worked, but it just doesn't. So you can manifest all day long that person's going to ring your doorbell, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Sometimes you have to put more work in to put yourself out there, or it's work you need to do on the inside before the universe can manifest those things that you're asking for. So that's what I mean when I say that you can manifest something over and over, but you can do it to a point where it's not really going to matter. you can ask every day to have $1 million in your bank account. That doesn't mean that by Wednesday it's going to be in there. So as long as you ask and you stay positive about it and you're manifesting, maybe 2 months from now you will, or maybe a year from now you will, because you had these steps you had to take before you can get there. But the universe is still doing their part to turn and twist things and get it to where you're there and get it to where all your manifesting is working, whether it's traveling more or buying a home or buying a second home or retiring. It's all about the steps that you need to take. It's not always going to happen immediately. And remember, a lot of you are talking about really big things to manifest, right? As to where sometimes we just need to start off with a $20 bill and get the hang of it. Or just knowing that every month all your bills are taken care of, and getting the hang of that, and getting the hang of being positive and not worrying, letting the worrying completely go to where you have 100% faith in the fact that all your bills are met no matter what. And then once you get there and you see the cycle and you see that it happens and you see that you no longer have to worry, then you can start with bigger things. Then you can start with relationship. Then you can start with finances. Then you can start with bigger picture things. But you don't want to start off with manifesting the world when you still have all of this in here to work on. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Excuse me. Sometimes we have to take little baby steps as much as we don't want to. Thank you, Lovey. So I hope that helped, guys. I hope it makes sense. If there weren't any questions if there were any questions, I guess I should say, that I didn't get to, please message me. Let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I will be on here again tomorrow. It'll be later in the day, so probably around the same time tomorrow, probably around 6 o'clock. I will put a time on there at some point. Tomorrow we are going to be talking about the new year. We're going to talk about resolutions. We're going to talk about what we can do to get where we want to be for the next year. We're going to do a reading tomorrow for 2020 and what's to come, which is super exciting. I can't wait. I want to know too. And yeah, it's going to be good. So be positive. Let yourself relax. Let yourself have faith and trust in everything that's coming to you. Let yourself be open to accepting good things into your life. That's very, very important. It's okay to accept good things into your life. It doesn't always have to be for everyone else, okay? That's very important to remember. I love you all so, so, so much. I hope you guys have an amazing end of your Sunday night. I guess it is now. Tina, I will see you tomorrow for our appointment. And I will see Miss Casey tomorrow for our appointment. And then I hope the rest of you have a great Sunday night and relax and enjoy your family time. And I will talk to you all very soon. You're welcome, Nina. And they'll give you all something to think about. And remember, it's okay to start off with baby steps, right? It doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to manifest the world tonight. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for all your shares on this video, your likes, your comments, your love. And I will talk to you guys soon. You guys have a good night. See ya.